Hi everyone, I am Ranjit, CSC department. Today see about test driven development. Introduction. TDD in Agile is a framework that emphasizes the creation of unit test cases prior to writing the real code. It is an iterative process that incorporates programming, unit testing and refactoring. It is inevitable for mistakes to occur throughout the design coding phases for software development. Flow of TDD. Read, understand, and act and request for futures or problems. Write a test unit of translating the requirement. If you have enable hot reloaded, the unit test will start but fails since not code has yet been implemented. The needed code is created and implemented. All tests should pass. Repeat this step if not. Reflect your code to make it easier to read. Repeat later and again repeat. Steps in TDD. Step 1. Create a unit test for the function you are going to build. The unit test should be concise and focus on a single aspect of the function's behavior. Write only the minimum amount of code necessary to ensure that it compiles. Conduct the exam it out to fail by writing a fail test. You can check that your test is calling the proper code and that it is not operating by accident. This is a significant failure and you anticipate it. Steps in TDD. Create the very minimal amount of code. If the paces indicated you are finished with that sections of code, you do not need to develop additional code that is ambitious. Rerun your test and verify that it passes. Will display a green progress bar. After passing your test, you may now refactor without fear breaking anything. Examine the code and make any necessary changes to maintain it clean. Eliminate duplication introduced by the new features. Modify the design to enhance the overall solution. TDT. Confirm the test fails. After the test is created, it is important to essential and useful to ensure that the test fails. Test-driven development methodology helps in forcing the developer to think more about the features and requirements for the section of the code. A failed test reinforces confidence in the usefulness of the test and its benefits when the developer writes the code necessary for the test to pass. TTD. Write code to pass test. The next step is for the developer to write the codes necessary to pass the test. Additional or irrelevant code that is not related to the scope of the test are not needed and each stage. The code written at this stage will likely not be entered through or exhaustive, but just good enough to pass the test. The TTD process encourages continuous refactoring, which means that code may change many times in the future. TDD. Confirm the test passes. At this stage, the developer ensures that the test passes and requirements are met such that code written to pass the test does not lead to error for the existing future. In the example cases written for the first stage, that the test cases username must not contain numerals will be passed when the username ended does not contain a numeric value and will fail when a numeric value is discovered. Repeat all steps. If everything is kept as simple as possible, cases, test, code changes, confirmation, etc. The entire process for writing failed test to confirming passing test refactoring usually only take a few minutes. Therefore, the process is repeated over and over again with each new test slowing increasing the entire code base and getting closer and closer to fully realized and completed function. Benefit of test driven development. It reduces reliance on debugging. User experience and requirement is highly pre-realized. It can lead to more modularized, flexible, and scalable code. It produces near zero defects as most of the expectation and test cases would have been covered and processed. It can lead to shorter over development cycles. Confidence is improved with cleaner and less complicated code. Limitations of TDD. Difficult to apply in all cases. TDD is great for smaller projects or small features or components for a larger product. However, writing tests for a complicated aspects that the developer may not fully understand can be challenging and almost impossible. For many developers, the time used for this may be better used in writing new code for the refactoring existing one. Framework of TDD. PHP unit. This is the unit testing framework for PHP programs. PY unit and document test. Two popular Python unit testing framework. TestNG, a second widely used Java testing framework. This framework circumvents units restriction, respects a framework for testing rugby programs. JUnit, a widely used Java unit test tool. CSUnit and NUnit both are free open source framework for unit testing net app. Conclusion: test driven is a software development process that can have important role in the software development project. It provides important user experience with its first design value. It also produces a remarkable improvement in coding quality, coupling as well as codes that less prone to bugs and errors. However, a major weakness of TDD may be its unsuitability in implementing more complicated features with no clear defined scope when you use than larger product projects. Thanking you.